Good morning, everyone. Very early morning here. I'm going to be streaming the second day of the Realistic Tournament for this weekend for the NA server for you today. There's only one group, so there's not really much doubt as to who will be streaming. In the meantime, I'm playing my music through somewhere else, so please let me know if the sound is okay, if you can hear me okay, and if you can hear the music okay enough, which means like background noise more than anything else. And there's a 5-minute delay, so anything suggestions you make, any questions you ask, I will only be able to respond to it like 5 minutes later, because that is when you will hear or see it. So we are waiting for the room invite, which should be up in about a minute, so let's go and actually watch the game, which looks like this. This is my NA press account, and we're just waiting for stuff to happen. I used to have a lot more gold, but I tried to get some a T22. And it did not agree with me. So, not too loud, says Mud. Hopefully that will still be the case once I start talking. Because the thing is that when you use a different program, you suddenly have to adjust your volume levels. And there is a room. Yay! Nice timing. So we are with Real As It Gets versus Infiltrate. And we will just have to see how it goes. We still have 4.5 minutes before we go to the first match on that reel. I apologize in advance if I say anything particularly stupid. Just keep in mind that it's nearly 3 AM for me and I haven't slept much. So I will do my best not to disappoint you. So now we just wait for everyone to come on in and see what they pick. More than 4 minutes left, but there's plenty of players on both sides at least, so we know for sure that the match is gonna happen. And overall, basically there's a little bit of waiting time between the first match and the second match, but overall the matches follow each other quite quickly this evening, so there won't be a lot of dead time. So we just have to wait a little bit before we see what happens, but we see that Infiltrate is already ready with 3 1-2-1s. We don't see them being used often. A Badger, a Jaeger, an IS-4 and a T22 medium. Of course, this could be a troll lineup and they could be changing it later. But yes. I am gonna quickly assign some moderators. Mainly just so they can moderate stuff for me. That generally helps. Thing is that I really we had this giant Spotify playlist that we could use to play music, but I refuse to pay for Spotify, so that means that every half hour there would be a commercial, which would be in Dutch, which would make it even weirder. But more than that, even though the whole playlist is supposed to be copyright free music to use in streams and stuff, I still get quite a few copyright claims, so that wasn't particularly fun. And basically I just decided that I needed to do something else, so I bought an album that sounded quite okay, a little bit upbeat but with a beat and everything. Personally I would prefer to play something else entirely, but those aren't copyright free, so unusable in streams unless you get tons and tons of copyright claims, which eventually can have a negative impact on your channel. So, with that, we still have 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go. I have a feeling that Kebabbed is not going to be driving the duck tank. And Sponge just changed his tank. We see a Tankenstein arriving at the scene. I'm fairly certain that that will not be the case. Smasher, better choice. That could actually potentially do some damage here. Because that tank is nuts. So, we are ready. YouTube is live. All of it sounds good apparently. And we're just waiting. I am keeping an eye on OBS just to make sure that everything is working as intended. And it looks like both teams have sort of settled on what they're gonna take, especially now that the Smasher has been changed for a Sherry. Similar OP, but very differently. And we see that Real As It Gets is taking 2 E5s, 2 Sherries, two T22 mediums and an IS-4. Again, with the lineups, I like how NA is just completely different from the other servers. It makes for a very interesting, lot less predictable. Because with the Twister tournament streams that we had, and I was also streaming the 3 servers then, we just had so many similar lineups, similar tactics, and it kind of made it a bit boring. But then the whole meta of the Twister last season was kind of boring, because some tanks had been over buffed, and that basically means that we just saw them. So hopefully that will be different with spring season. Though I really hope that the missiles will be gone by then. Sheridan will be a lovely tank without the missiles. It doesn't need them. So we'll see what happens in 20 seconds before we go into the first match. By the way, for the people that are talking in other languages, the English thing is more so that my moderators, they are sort of responsible for what is said on the stream. So when you're talking in a language that they don't understand, they can't verify what it is you're saying. That is why we prefer for English chat. And here we go to Sidewinders, properly dressed Sherry's first game of the evening. There's my very gold, very obnoxious and gaudy 1-1B, but it does look amazing all the same. Glad to hear the sound is good. Sergeant Laura. Probably saying that wrong. Is it Laura? But yeah. Let's see what's gonna happen here. We don't see blues on the minimaps, and that is potentially a problem because I always read the minimap. That's also why I don't like realistic mode to play, to be fair. So we're gonna have a lot of action around base B and around base C. I'm gonna take you over to base C first. Mainly because there's a lot of guns there on Realistic Gats and Infiltrate. Ooh, look at that missile. Let's see if that pans. Oh, it does hit, but it didn't do any damage. Laura losing quite a bit of HP there, though. You don't want to be there. Not sure what she is doing. And that is a big hit, though. And we see more damage being done. I'm gonna take you over to the other side so that we can see more what is happening. They have captured base B. Laura not looking too healthy. Aiden in the Yage not doing any damage with his shot. Buckabob doing some damage to him. They have to be careful. That was a derp shot. No idea that didn't do any damage. The 1-2-1 probably wanted to get some shots in. But this is where the 1-2-1 is potentially a risk. We see more shots being taken. Chicken nuggets still full health. Aiden taking more damage from the mediums on the other side. The T-22 and the 1-2-1 are pushing them now. FedEx man is moving in. Driving through. This is basically a drive-by. And there he goes again. Base B is being stolen. Base C has been kept. And they are going after the guns. The Yage is now next in line. And the Yage won't be saved here. He might get a shot in, but it's unlikely that he can before he's dead. And now there's only 3 tanks left. 2 of them are over here. And they are facing off against 2 T-22s. And they're not really shooting the same target. Well, the blues are. But all the same, Spawn should have this. And you saw him actually looking for, where's my target? What am I supposed to do? Nice little bounce there. In the meantime, the Badger has been terminated. And now it's just Beans that is left here. And that is a... He's not gonna win this. I mean, this is for certain Realistic Gets games. Especially when that misses and is in a magical ammo rack. And no, nice little bounce there. He's making his best effort. But there he goes. Just before the rocket hits. And that is the first match. Someone just says, I swear, if he uses the smasher. I would have had massive kudos for that though. I don't think they're gonna use that. Technically speaking, should you be able to use tanks that haven't actually existed in realistic mode? Just saying. So with half a minute left to go, Realistic Gets has gotten ready in 2 E5s, 2 Sherry, 2 T22s and an IS-4. And Infiltrate is looking to see what they're going to change. They're going for 3 121s, a 140, a T22, an M60 and another T22. Very mobile lineup again, but they've dropped the Badger and the AG. So that's probably a good call. Though I'm not entirely certain how those 121s are holding up. So let's see what's gonna happen. Also funny to see that Carson is still using the Christmas avatar. Oh dear lord. So let's see what's gonna happen in this battle. Where's my gaudy little tank? We can't see it, it's on the other side. We're following Kabobbed. So let's see what they're gonna do now. We see the blues heading towards base C again. Whereas now our red team is heading more towards B and A. Which I think is a good call, especially when you see where all of them are going. And I just want to make certain that there's no one there. Base A is being kept. Nice shot there. And I wonder if they're going to take base B now. They could get away with it. But most of the team is pushing through. FedEx is going to be in massive trouble there. Base B is going to get capped. And there goes FedEx. I wonder if he's going to be able to get out in time. He is a fast little... let's say grasshopper. But now they're at a disadvantageous position because it is easier to keep the hills where Infiltrate is than to hold them. But now that they're all on this side, I mean, if one of them moved to the other spawn, then they could have a potential issue. And we see some damage happening, but not all that much. The M60 moving and taking a big hit from Sherry there. Sponge not paying attention to what is happening right in front of him. But the M60 is being punished. And he's gonna be gone. Oof, massive hit there. But Baron is gone. Both teams have lost the gun now. Oof. Ooh, that fire was just evil. But now they're quickly getting deleted. We have Dark Killer moving. Getting behind them. Not really paying attention there. Sidewinder now noticing him, and we have a little bit of a wild goose chase happening. And there he goes. And there's only 2 blues left. Both of them relatively safe behind the tracks. But as the T22 pulls back, he gets shot quite heavily. And Lagundo is not even paying attention to the 121, he just passed. He just wants that T22. The last one left. Awful orangey. You could say that again. I like how Golden Nuggets is just driving around like there wasn't just an enemy there. And let me just do this real quick. There we go. About double the damage on Realistic Gets team versus Infiltrate. And that's the first matchup gone for today. So that means now we have a little bit of time, about 20 minutes before we get the next match. So I will be showing you probably a replay, or I can go across the stall as I have been doing in the other servers. And let's just have a quick look, because there's only one group in NA. What is DDT doing? Are they? No, they're still going at it. But it's a double elimination, so basically Infiltrate isn't out yet. They still have to fight the losers of DDT versus Heartless. The winner of that goes against Realistic Gets. Then the loser of that goes against the winner of the loser match versus Infiltrate. And then the winner of that match goes against the winner of the winner match, to make it like logical and everything. If you draw it out, it's a lot simpler, but when you have to tell it, it sounds so difficult. So let's have a look. I'm actually just gonna quickly check Realistic Gets. When do you have your next match? At 29. So yes, 20 minutes. That means I can potentially show you 2 replays. So let me see what I have for you that could potentially be fun. Because I have been given some fun replays. Let's have a look. With the previous battles, it lasted a little bit longer, so I had little time left. Basically, my whole my laptop is quite slow when I'm streaming, so I have to be patient with it. Alright, let's see what I have. I didn't have a chance to show this earlier today, so I'm gonna show that now. Let's see what happens in this battle. It is a Sherry battle. It's RTK from our EU server. And let's see what happens. I'm so against the whole missile thing, but that's also one of the reasons why I keep showing missile replays, because for me, it generally shows exactly why they shouldn't be in the game. And let's see what he's gonna do. Wonderkind, one of the most OP players on the EU server, in my opinion. He just does fantastic work. That shot though, how on earth did that even pen? It really shouldn't have. Now he's just reloading. Oh, that poor Patton. He has lost quite a little bit of health though, so he has to be careful. Ooh. Jumping tanks. Lag in the replay. And he is being chased now. So he has to be careful not to get shot again. But he has some friends at the train tracks. He has been spotted again now though, so he has to be careful. The jumping tanks are a bit weird though. Oof, nice double tap there. Let's see. He has to be careful not to get shot again, but he's reloading, and as long as when he's reloaded, he'll be fine. Especially when they're like that. So that's the first one gone. Oof, nice big hit there. And noise. I did get warned that Inigo might be a little bit rude this replay. But we'll see what'll happen. Could still be a very fun match. Batchet is arriving. Nice cheeky shot there. But their team is sadly being destroyed. And they will have to be careful with that. 9-1. Ooh, nice hit there though. But he is in serious trouble here. He has to risk it. At the same time, you don't really want to go into the line of fire of your enemies. So let's see what's gonna happen. It's only Diego. Oof, Indigo. I'm thoroughly disappointed. Love seeing the stop motion tanks though. Oh my god. Why you have to be rude? Why you have to be mad? There's absolutely no reason for that. Manuel agrees, there's no reason for that. Oof, that is an expensive miss. Especially now that Manuel is gone. And we only have Wunderkind left. There we go. But he's still alive. Don't ask how, but he's still alive. Bouncing a shot on his bum. That is definitely something to be grateful for. What he's doing now is potentially very dangerous. But understandable. Nicely done. The E9-1, the E1 is there. And we know that the other one is in the base. There we go, nice. That is making the most of a very sticky situation. Oof. But he has a little bit more health left, so he has to be careful. And he just needs to get behind him. If he's behind him and he stays behind him, he's good. It's that point though that is a little bit tricky. There we go. He needs one more shell to finish it off. The 183 is attempting to get his turret in the right direction again. But Wunderkind has this, and there we go. That is OP. It would have been even more OP if he had done 1 point of damage more. Nice ace Kolobanov situation, 6.6k damage. That is quite good. Only Indigo? No, just no. So that is one replay that we have. We still have 8 minutes left before the room invite is up. So let's see, what else have I got for you? I'm just trying to see what I want to show you. Because I have quite a few games. Well, actually, let's see what this is. In the Borsig. Quite a fan of the Borsig. Haven't driven it in a while though. Everyone would like some gold, country boy. But the fact is, the gift store is closed, so we can't give it to you. So stop asking. And let's see what's gonna happen here. It's not supremacy. So they can go every which way. There's no bases involved. Not sure what he means with that, but okay. He's going to a tricky position, because this is basically one of those positions where you can get absolutely wrecked. At the same time, you could potentially do massive damage. Let's see what's going on here. He doesn't see any target yet. So he's pushing up and over. Potentially getting a big shot there, but he's very careful. And the IS-2-ish is very careful as well. That would be a nice big hit. There we go. T49 is paying for it dearly, but our Borsig got the shot in without being even slightly hurt. Thing is though, if he can continue to use this without losing too much HP, he's in for a treat. This is also something I approve of. He's going for the easy to hit target first. The defender is harder to hit, harder armor profile, so when you have the choice, go for the easy target. Unless the other one is a one shot, then it's worth making the effort. Tanks are a little bit jumpy still. I think it's in my game client rather than in the replay. Let's see, his team is being steadily obliterated. That is a good tank to get out of the way. They have to be careful of that IS-2-ish though. Because that could potentially be a big problem here. And he's actually peeking out quite far to get that shot in, but it did turn the IS-2 into a one shot for him. And that is definitely a good thing. Even though he has to wait to reload a little bit longer. But the IS-2 has shot now. And there we go. But it's turned into a 2 versus 4 now. And that can be very, very tricky. They have to be careful not to overextend, but also not to get rushed, because there's 4 guns versus 2 guns. And that is always a danger. Ooh, that shot though. They will have to work together here. Tanks are jumping all over the place. It's really annoying. There we go. Teamwork. T-44 wanting to head around. The Sioux is somewhere as well. And there's the Sioux. No, don't risk it. Oof. Not sure how that panned though, to be fair. T-44 arriving. And that is one more gun out of the way, good thing. But now the Borsig has lost quite a bit of health. So that can potentially be very dangerous. And he's gonna drop off, that is even more dangerous. But you might be able to take out the Sioux before the Tiger dies. No, the E-70, sorry, Tiger, E-71. I got confused. It's not a Tiger. Nice shot. Now the T-44-100 is a one shot. So let's see how that's gonna happen. He's not a one shot unless he gets ammo racked or set on fire, that kind of stuff. So let's see, where is he going? Thing is, this is not realistic mode, so you can go every which way and not be spotted anymore. Oh, but he actually just drove around. Oh, that bounce though! Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god! Oh, that is sad. Oh, that is also very salty. Fracture, that's just sad. Why you have to be mad? Yes, you did do epic damage and that bounce was unlucky, but you also didn't aim and you were moving when you shot. So yes, it's also your own fault. So we have 2 minutes left before the room is up for the next matchup, and after that the room invites will come instantly after the last matchup is over, so then we don't need to be very patient anymore. But I do hope you just enjoyed the replays, even though they had some salty people in it. So now we're just waiting. I'm so tired. I'm gonna be happy when I crawl back into bed in a few hours, just to be able to sleep some more. I do enjoy this though. It's fun. I like the tournaments, and weird tournaments like this call for weird tactics and weird tank choices, and I like that even more. So yeah, we just have to wait a little bit. I also don't have to worry that much about having a few silent moments anymore now, because of the music being copyrighted otherwise. Because that is one thing I noticed. If you kept talking, you would not get a copyright claim. But that is not relevant anymore. Meanwhile, what do you guys think about the missiles? Do you think they should stay? Do you think they should go? What is your opinion on them? The thing for me is that they're not necessarily OP. A lot of people don't know how to use them, but the fact that it can render cover and angling and all that obsolete, that you can shoot your tank, like you can shoot to the left and then loop it around and hit the side of the tank, that is not okay in my opinion. Oh, that's really sweet of you, Yoda. Thank you. Actually, also gonna make you a moderator as well. Because it can't hurt to have a few more. Thanks that overall the chat is really passive and just friendly and all of that. We don't need to worry about any of that. But it's always nice to know that there are people there and you as streamer don't really have to pay attention to it. So, and let's see. The room invite should be up any moment now. Magic. It's like I felt that it was coming. So we have Real as It Gets versus Heartless, which means that we also have DDT versus Infiltrate that is happening now because they started earlier. And now we just have to wait again 4.5 minutes before the matches actually start. We're going to Oasis Palms this time. Very different map. We should see different camos. Actually, that was yesterday with the mouse on Winter Malinovka with the pink camo. That just made my day. I honestly hope to see something like that again. Yes, Mutsu, you're very late. So overall, FedEx is looking to take the Smasher again. Good choice, good choice. To be fair, it's the moments like that where I can just laugh and we see the duck tank is back. I remember that someone actually modded a game where duck tank actually looked like the duck tank. But just look at that face, it's such a duck tank. Heartless, not completely complete yet. And we'll see what's gonna happen. They still have plenty of time to get the team complete. Also, I want to call some attention to the pun Bat Chat Begins. For those that don't know their... well, it's not necessarily classic, but that don't know their movies. Batman Begins. One of my favorite movies. Not necessarily because of the movie, but also because of the soundtrack. Because Hans Zimmer and James Newton Howard are legends when it comes to soundtracks. And soundtrack music is actually my favorite kind of music. That's also, if I had the choice and it wouldn't be copyrighted, you would be continuously hearing either the Dark Knight trilogy music or Transformers music, because the music from the Transformers movie is lovely as well, from all of them, but mainly the first three. And those are the kind of music that I really listen to a lot. So what we're hearing right now is basically just filler, and people tend to like music with a little bit of beat. And I haven't actually found any classical music that is not copyrighted that actually sounds decent. So that is why we are sticking with this instead. FedEx has turned back to the Sherry. We're gonna see what they pick real soon, because they now have 2 minutes left, which generally means that about now they're gonna choose their definite lineup. Again, there's a 5-minute delay on the stream, so no one can see each other's lineups. And by the time I reply to anything you say in the chat, it is 5 minutes later than when you actually said it. So, less than 2 minutes, lineups are complete, and we see 2 E5s, 2 IS4s, and 3 Sherries on Real as It Gets side. And in Heartless side, we see 3 IS4s, a Sherry, a T22, a T62A, and a Foch. Interesting lineup both sides. Actually, one of the things I like about the realistic mode is that camping isn't really effective, because there's no proximity spotting, but basically it's line of sight spotting. So regardless of how far you are and how much behind a bush you are, you can get spotted at every single moment. And if they even think that you're going to be somewhere, they can just shoot you because you will likely be there. And that's something that I like about Realistic. I'm not into camping and roasting the marshmallows at the back of the line and all of that. Yes, I made some more people blue Mutsu. So we just have to be a little bit more patient, but not for long, because there's only 36 seconds left on the clock before we go into this match. Stream seems to be holding just fine, and now I just need to hope that my brain keeps up. Because like I said, from now on, the games will be like one after the other. As soon as this is over, you get the room invite for the next one. As soon as that is over, you get the room invite for the grand finals. The grand finals will be best of 7, everything else is best of 3. But it makes for interesting games. So here we go, onwards to Oasis Palms in the Realistic Tournament. I would have never thought to actually look at my camo before going into a battle like this, because I like the goldy camo, I like the colorful camos, and that is just, yeah, like this. The blue tank really stands out, and in this case camo value won't save you, but the rose and bad chat begins, and even golden nuggets up to a level, and those 3 over there. No, I don't think you are. But yes, all of those basically are more or less invisible, except for Legundo, who decided to want to be in a winter map, or in a water map. Maybe he wants to vow his allegiance to HMS Tog. And we see both teams heading towards base A. I'm actually going to linger in the middle to show more what's happening. We see the Sherries on the ridge. Potentially gonna see some missiles here. There we go. Missiles, missiles, missiles. And oof. Hexagon getting absolutely massacred already. They are losing some HP for it. And the IS-4 is holding well. And we see another missile hitting the Forge. And we see a missile flying back and bouncing. This is actually great fun to watch. That is something that I like about this spectating mode. Bad chat begins in a pickle, getting shot from behind. He has to be very careful here. He's in a terrible position, as is chicken nuggets. Golden nuggets, sorry. And there he goes. And there he goes. Sheridan on both sides being used well with the flying missiles, even though the first one bounced. Sherry going in, T-68 getting shot. Jamaican me crazy with another missile. Well, that, I think that was APCR actually. Or AP. Always forget what they have. Big hit into... Oof, kebabbed, just nearly got shish kebabbed. The puns are plenty. This is what happens when I'm really tired. It brings out my inner smartass and basically puns galore. There goes kebabbed. That hits the rock, that hits the sand. Sherry's now proving to be a weakness rather than a strength. Oof. FedEx man still alive but barely. But he is taken out by Jamaican. Well played. It looked to be going very much in Realistic Gets' favor. But they lost so much HP trying to get that base, and the rest of the team weren't in useful positions. I mean, look at where everyone died here. That is saying something. But the fact that they were just... The positions from Heartless were good. They were on both sides, in this trench and the trench behind there. And that meant that base A could not safely be kept. But most of the team from Realistic Gets was there. But those first missile shots were fun to see. Oh, this is funny. Someone just said Realistic Get has this in the bag. Oh, and Yarob just said Hans Zimmer is really a legend. You want to know something funny? A few years back, he was actually in a concert here in the Netherlands. And I have to admit, and that's one of my proudest moments in my whole life, because he's pretty much my idol. I had a meet and greet ticket and I got a hug from Hans Zimmer. And I absolutely adore that. I have a picture of my getting hugged from Hans Zimmer and it's like the best ever. But yes, we see on Heartless side 3 Eyes Forces share the same lineup as last time versus... I think the same lineup as last time. Let's see. There's so little time here. Pretty much the same lineup as before. And I wonder if they changed any of their camos. Nope. In 5 minutes, well, which is now for you, you need to take the chicken out of the oven, Spartan. So let's see what's gonna happen. Both teams focusing on the base A side again. Not bothering with base B, or not basically overlooking base B. Look at the shadow though. Did you see? There was a bird there. That's weird. And we have sit down, be humble. Moving into the middle, wanting to get behind, and that could potentially be a really good call. We see first shots happening. Missile connecting. Batchat begins blocking the line. And that is causing for a lot of damage to happen. And they're pushing in, but they're not pushing in together. And that is so tricky. Because this means that they're again not shooting the same target. They're splitting themselves up. That word is... Ooh, that hit the sand. And that could be potentially be very important. But the Sherries are now being rushed because they didn't move with the team. The Foch is going into it. He's gonna pack a massive damage there. FedEx man is almost gone. They need to be careful. They need to somehow get back to their teams. Jamaican just lost some HP there. Don't ask how, but he's still alive. But then he drives in front of the Foch and he's murdered. Batchat begins moving up and over, wanting to get that shot in. But then showing his flank to another IS-4. And overall we've entered a F fest. There goes Batchat begins. And then again this looks to be a Heartless game. It looks so promising, but they're not pushing together. And that is costing them the game. Both times now. Real as it gets isn't getting it for real. And Heartless is just soaking up their pushes. Jamaican, have to say, you're doing exceptionally well today. Yesterday was a little bit questionable. But now you're definitely making an impact. And there we go. And that means that Heartless is through. And that also means that Real as it gets is going to go to the lower bracket. Waiting for the game to actually understand me. And then we should get a room invite real soon. Look, this is what I meant. It's now following each other very quickly. We're actually going to... Am I confused? No, I think this is the lower bracket. Let's have a quick look. We have plenty of time. That actually makes sense though, because Heartless is through to the grand finals, which means that DDT won from Infiltrate, which means we now have DDT versus Realistic Gets. The winner of that goes against Heartless in the grand finals. Yes, I'm with it again. Let's see. So let's see what's gonna happen in 4.5 minutes thereabouts, a little less than that. I want to see if they're gonna go for the banter like they did yesterday. We just have to be a little bit careful. I mean, in the meantime, I am going to have a little bit of a drink. Because all this talking is making me thirsty, and also because it's fizzy, it will help me stay awake. Actually, I mean fizzy as in bubbly, not as in the player from my clan. I would be kind of disturbed if I was drinking that. So, whereas we are now going to Winter Malinovka, we see a change in the lineup of 5 T22s, a T62 and an SCB on real as it gets. Please, by the way, don't just spoiler the results. There is absolutely no reason for that. Just watch, don't say anything about it. And just over 3 minutes left to go. And let's see what's gonna happen. Again, I'm sorry if I sound very sleepy. I kind of am, to be fair. And I can't drink caffeine, so that doesn't help. So we now see that one of the tanks is being changed to a Batchat, and DDT is missing some players, but they still have 2.5 minutes left to get their act together. So let's see what's gonna happen. They should be there in time, but I think they didn't realize that the matches were gonna follow each other so quickly, because according to the time frame set in the actual game, the times are different. But the invite just follows straight on after the last match. But there they go. Team is complete. They just need to pick their tanks and ready up now. Still plenty of time. Still lots of T22 mediums. And we see a potential Jaeger being used. That's going to be interesting. But on Winter Marinovka it could potentially work. But I find that in realistic mode it is very tricky to take a non-turret tank. Dude, why you have to be like that? There we go. So, I hope that Spartan's chicken is out of the oven safely and that it tastes good. Are you sharing? Does it involve bacon? Because chicken and bacon taste really well together. So with a minute and a half left to go, DDT is ready with a Jaeger in IS-7, a 215B, a T-59 Heavy and 3 T-22 mediums. And Dwarf has arrived as well. It's a mod party right now. The Dio for real wants to be a sexy bonbon. I kinda hope we see them again in spring season, to be honest, because that team name was just awesome. That kind of stuff, it sounds weird, but it kind of makes my day when I see just weird, quirky stuff like that. I just enjoy it a lot, and it makes things a little bit less serious. So let's see, half a minute left to go before we actually enter the game. Everything is looking good. All we need now is the actual game to be ready. And then we can go into the game. This is last best of 3 before the grand finals. And like I said, they follow each other quite rapidly, so the winners of this will immediately go through to the grand finals after. I just hope everyone is ready. And here we go. I actually kind of hope that they do this more often, as in the timestamp thingy, where matches just follow each other more quickly, because it saves so much dead time, both for the teams that are playing as for the streamer. So let's have a look. Oh, we have Demi Lovato in the game. Didn't know she played. But then we also have an Alan Walker, so. But he's fake. He's admitting that. So we see that DDT is heading towards base. Well, basically they're holding in the spawn. They going C. Demi Lovato goals. She saw them cross. And she's right. Golden Nuggets going straight on through. Not sure what he's doing there by himself. Aside from losing a ton of health. What are you doing? He now has some help arriving. But that was a very, very risky move. Ooh, that missed though. But Golden Nuggets is almost gone, but not before Scrap Iron has been scrapped. Again, the Panzer are very plenty. DDT is next in line to be obliterated. There he goes. And now let's see where they're going for. They're going for Markades. Have to admit, I really like this focus fire. They're just going target after target. They're losing some guns along the way. But overall, they're doing it really good. Miklo next in line. There he goes. And there is 5 versus 3. Fake Alan Walker is gone. Killer is now next in line. No idea how Sponge survived that. He soaked it up. Will he survive another one? Yes, he does. And now we only have Demi Lovato. I wonder if she's very confident right now. Probably not. Gets tracked, gets shot. Might get a nice shot in. Wants to get a kill in, but that's not gonna happen. Because there she goes. And the first game is for real as it gets. When Golden Nuggets pushed like that, I thought for sure he was a goner. And technically he really should have been. But it worked out really well. Very aggressive push from real as it gets, but it worked out beautifully. So let's see, that's the first match gone. And in just over half a minute we get the second match on Winter Malinovka. And we see a totally different lineup appearing on one side. But we still have 5 T-22s and now we have 2 Batchats along with real as it gets. And they're gonna go up against 3 T-22s, a T-57 Heavy, a Foch, a 268 and a T-62A. And the thing is that I've just noticed that generally the TDs don't do that good a job. They might get some damage in. There we go, Miklo, thank you for readying up. They might get some damage in, but overall it is a very tricky business to take a non-turreted tank into this game mode. It's mainly the DPM and the speed that gets you places, literally in this case. Europe just heard about my Hans Zimmer moment. Yeah, that's definitely going to be stay with me for life. For sure. So let's see. Up and away, just for mud. And we see now that DDT is heading towards base A. Funnily enough, Real as it gets is going there as well. So I wonder if they're expecting to meet people. But they're going to be seeing them right now. Miklo getting shot. Batchat begins living up to his name in that tank. They need to work more together because now they're bleeding HP. They're out in the open. The big tanks are arriving. There goes Legundo. He's actually the first gone. Killer is still, well, just now vanished. But overall, HP-wise, it's being bled both sides. This is not exactly looking good. There goes DDT. But FedEx Man is not far behind. But Batchat Begins actually is taken out first. There goes FedEx Man. It is 4 versus 5. But some of the guns were healthier on one side. And we see tanks dropping left and right. Fake Alan is not going to survive this. There he goes. And it is 2 versus 3. The Foch has just fired. The T-57 Heavy is reloading, is almost reloaded. They need to be careful. They need to really focus on getting the guns out. The Batchat is looking to get the Foch. Well played though. This should be, again, Real as it gets game. They played it very aggressively. And I'm not sure how they survived this one. But it worked out. And there we go. The Batchat takes him out. And that means that Real as it gets is through to the grand finals. So we get to see them play some more. Ironically enough, I did 0 damage. Didn't earn any credits or anything. So strange. But this was a very... Ooh, see, this is what I mean. The room is up immediately. So now we have Heartless again. First as real as it gets. And this is the grand finals, best of 7. The team that reaches 4 victories first is the one that takes home the title of this tournament. The deal for you can talk about the sexy bonbons. So yeah, Real as it gets is almost completely ready already. And they still have 4 minutes to get their teams ready and set up. The thing is that they were all already there and they knew that this invite will probably come instantly. But Heartless might have a little bit of trouble getting their team together. I'm not sure they expected to go straight into battle again. But there's already 4 or 5 people there. So they should be okay. They will at least get a battle if they're ready up in time. So let's see what is going to happen here. In just under 4 minutes. So we still have plenty of time. We are going to go to Rockfield now to start with. And we see that Real as it gets is just sticking with this. I think we're going to see very quick games, very quick pushes, aggressive pushes that either will work out or they won't. And they're going to be up against 2 IS-4s, an E50M, a T-22, a T-62A and a Foch, and potentially another tank if they arrive within the next 3.5 minutes. I actually like that let's phrase it differently. I like that the battles are fast and aggressive because it makes for fun commentating. At the same time, I generally prefer the more tactical battles because it's more fun to read. Because when you have a slowly built up battle, you can just read it like this team has to do that, they have to go that way in order for this or that to happen. And that's the kind of stuff you miss with this. In this case, it's just like they go full on YOLO and the one with the best focus fire wins. And there we go, 7 players. Both teams have at least a complete team. They just need to ready up in time. And potentially pick a tier 10 tank, but I think they will do just that. Here we go. Chieftain MK6. We haven't seen that yet today. Potentially for good reason, but it is a wonderful, wonderful tank. It is one of the tanks that I prefer to drive in tier 10. Not just because of the tank, also because it earns credits, which is generally a nice thing to do in tier 10. And in tier 10 you're always top tier, so that's a big plus there. At the same time, with all the missile launchers driving around, I prefer to stay out of tier 10. But that is only until the missiles are removed again, because I really hope that Wargaming will do that. So a little less than 2 minutes left to go before we go into the first battle of the grand finals. And after the grand finals, when one of these teams has had 4 victories this matchup, we will know the winner of this tournament. The thing is though, I still regret that Wargaming closed registration periods so early, because now we see the exact same 4 teams that we saw yesterday. Which can be an advantage, because I like knowing a team a bit better. It's just generally the reason why I try to follow one team during tournament seasons, because you get to know them and you know when the enemy wins because they're outplaying them, or when they win because the team that you follow is making mistakes that they wouldn't normally make. And it builds a different kind of image of a team and their performance. And that's the main reason that I prefer to follow one team. At the same time, there is something fun and refreshing to be said about seeing a completely different team every now and again. So yeah, in 30 seconds, we're gonna go into the battle. And we will see what's happening. No, don't go out of the queue, you have too little time for that. And the loss, now we have 2 IS-4s, a Sherry, an E50M, a T-22, a T-62A and a Foch versus 5 T-22s and 2 Batchets. So far the aggressive push has really worked out for Realistic Cats, but I wonder if they're going to be able to continue doing that. Much has responded to my up and away. Where are we going? I would suggest a direction. Same as this is something smartass that I generally always say when someone asks how to win. I just say, shoot rats, cap bases. Are they not on voice together? That's going to be very promising. Let's go up and away and see what they do. And we see that the batchets are going towards the middle. That could potentially, yeah, they have been spotted. That could potentially spell out trouble. Big hit there into the batchet. T-22s are all at base C. We see some shots happening, but no damage being done to Golden Nuggets, who's in an excellent position there. Base A is not being capped. They kind of have to. And Hexagon is moving in to do just that. He's doing it sideways though. And as this is not a spotting thing, you're automatically spotted when they see you. It is a tricky thing, and he's gonna lose HP for that unless he gets behind the bunker. Jamaican firing a rocket there. Let's see what it does. No, goes over their heads. Ooh, but the batchet has just nearly been deleted. But Realistic does have a base, which means that the pressure will be on. There goes the batchet. The pressure will be on Heartless. To get that point advantage back somehow, they need to cap a base. And they need to do it carefully. They can't exactly cap base B. Golden Nuggets is holding that very nicely, even though he is getting damage for it. Oof, Golden Nuggets getting shot from every side now. And there he goes, second gun out of the way. But Heartless still at a disadvantage. And Hexagon still not capping it safely. And they're giving it up. And now we have the T-62A that is in trouble. Getting rushed by all T-22s. The Foch arriving. But not panning that shot, and that could be very vital. He might get this shot in though. Oh, he does do that. But Hexagon is almost gone. T-62A, sit down and be humble. Is about to be humbled. And there he goes with a flying turret to boot. They need to focus fire. The focus fire that we saw earlier needs to come back if they want to win this. But they're sort of like shooting whoever. There goes Sponge. And now FedEx Man is the next in line. There he goes. And it is 5 versus 3. Soon to be 4 versus 3, but still. There he goes. Foch is reloading. The batchet is arriving. Kebab gets shish kebabbed. Batchet begins is about to end, but he luckily is missed by the Foch there. The Foch is now reloading. The batchet is being chased. That is one very lucky batchet. He is still reloading. And now only batchet begins is left. And he's gonna be ended soon. He does take out the E-50M though. And batchet ended. These are the kind of matches that, again, the aggressive push can work out really well, but it can also work against you. And in this case, Heartless almost seemed to not have it, because the focus fire was a bit off. But they got it together. So the rest of Heartless has just arrived. And in half a minute we get to see the second match. And here we go. We now have 60 22 mediums and 1 T-62A. The batchet has left the batchet behind. And they're going to go up against 2 IS4s. Oh, change is made. 7 seconds. You need to ready up, Hexagon. You're not ready up. There we go. Oof. That was way too close, guys. You can't do that. But yeah, we have 2 IS4s, a Sherry, an E50M, a Porsche T22 and a T62A versus 6 T22 mediums and a T62A. Yeah, they're probably gonna go C. I'm not sure who Donde is. Or what that means. But let's see what happens. Let's see where they're gonna go. And we see that they're now focused on base A and B. And they're in for a treat because they expect Realistic Gets to go to C. But they're actually rushing together. And David is gonna be in a lot of trouble. And they're just rushing straight on in. They're gonna go after David. The Foch is there. But unless he magically ammo racks people. T22 is just falling down. David is not going to survive this. Golden Nuggets. Getting... This is a fuckfest. I'm saying it. No censure. You can't call this anything else. What the hell is going on here? Oh my god. Tanks dropping left and right. People getting stuck. This is like the weirdest match ever. Hexagon arriving at the back. Foch has just gotten deleted. This is the weirdest thing ever. Hexagon, the only not in the middle of the cluster here. Legundo almost gone. Hexagon pushing people into the cluster. Not sure what he's doing. He's even bouncing. He's set on fire, Hexagon. Sit down and be humble. Now in trouble. Delsex pushing him in further. FedEx man almost gone. Sit down and be humble is basically pushing away his own cover to keep him safe. This seriously, weirdest match ever. I have a feeling people are no longer taking it seriously. Not exactly sure why. They need to be careful. They need to survive. Delzex need to make his shots count. There goes one. How did that not pan? That is ridiculous. There goes another. It is 2 versus 2. Sit down and be humble is just been bat-chatted. Now Delzex is in trouble. And I'm finding this hilarious. Because this was the weirdest match I've ever seen. Ooh, that was just a tracking shot though, and that is very expensive in this case. Base B is being capped because that is very useful at this stage. Not sure why Sponge isn't helping his teammate. At the same time, Batchat Begins seems to be doing just fine. With the way that Delzex is not doing the damage. And base B has been capped. Let's take you a little closer, shall we? And in the meantime, Sponge is heading out to base C to probably cap that as well. Delsex kind of needs to make a move. He doesn't have the time for this. Oof. Yeah, that's gonna be the end of Delsex. You know, no. That is cheeky. Sponge shooting from all the way over there. Again, this is the weirdest match I've ever seen. Just the way that people were literally piling onto each other. But that just makes it fun. So it's now 1-1. The team that gets to 4 victories first is the one that takes home the title. So they have plenty of time. Plenty of battles actually left before things need to get a little bit serious-ish. these kind of tournaments are not really supposed to be that serious. So overall, yeah. That battle though. So we see Heartless now ready in 2 IS-4s, an E50M, a T-22, T-62A, 215B and a Foch versus an AMX-50B, a T-62A, 4 T-22s and an AMX-50B again. And we're gonna go to Desert Sands. So let's see what's going to happen here. If we get another cluster F. Oh my god. Yes, yes it was. I wish I could chat at this point, because I really want to just tell them that I'm immensely enjoying it. It's totally tactical. Yeah, exactly. That is it. Mutsu, no. I can't be streaming this from bed. I have an all set up. So both teams are heading towards base A. Crossing over into the desert. All those T-22s clustered together, which could potentially be a massive mistake. First shot happening. First damage done into FedEx Man. Let's see, let's give a bit more spread out. A little bit of damage into Sit Down and Be Humble. Those names though. Lagoon though still surviving. Sponge going into the base. Protected by the AMX. AMX taking a big shot there though. Sponge also losing quite... They're pushing quite aggressively here. Again, they're very good. Wow, David is being obliterated here. Still alive, but barely. He's the first one to go. There he goes. Lagundo not looking too healthy either. They want him out of the equation. They're not really succeeding. He's still alive, but there goes Sponge. People are being pushed places again. People are exploding. It is 6 versus 3. Heartless should have this. Flawless Victory is about to get murdered. He does have a nice corpse though to hide behind. A little bit of tracking shot. He is using those corpses very effectively. I have to give him that. That is kudos for that. I like it when someone can use that. But this time he was actually almost pushed into fire by his teammates. That is not very hopeful. And there goes FedEx Man. And it's the end of this battle. The battles are very quick. The battles are very funny. Fake Alan Walker is now asking why I'm bullying him. It's not my fault you called yourself fake. Oh my god. These kind of games, they bring out the worst in me. I can't help it. I'm so sorry. So we have Realistic Gats that is ready with 1 AMX-50B, 1 T-62A, 5 T-22 mediums. And they're gonna go up against 2 IS-4s, potentially a Batchat. Oh no, it's an E50M, not a Batchat. A T-22 medium, a T-62A, a 215B and a Foch. Oh my god. Seriously, keep games like this coming, for real. I'm really enjoying it. So let's see what is going to happen now. It's almost like they like them, no? Oh my god. No, they all had gold. To be fair, if they were all the proper gold noobs, they would have the camo and the attachment. So let's see. And potentially could have also Gotten it from the Christmas event. No damage being done here. Base C being kept. And base A gonna be kept. And I wonder if they're gonna try and cap base B. Yep, bad chat begins, immediately losing health for it. And they're crossing over. No, they're actually staying there. But they're losing a little bit of health trying to cross over. Hexagon being quite aggressive now. And we have bad chat begins going to the other side to watch over the spawn. Home, sit down and be humble, is sensing it. What Elite is making a push. But he is not alone, FedEx Man is there as well. And David Speed losing a little bit of HP there. Too much happening at once, I can't show you everything. A little bit of damage happening. We see Lagundo losing a bit more HP. Ooh, Dalsax being set on fire. That's generally not a good thing. Big hit into Kebab there. And instead of pulling the people out of the middle, they are putting people more into the middle. Flawless victory holding this line together with Black Knight. And Black Knight says, just let's go in. Let's go murder people. And he's actually losing quite a bit of HP doing that. At the same time, Lagundo is now gone. They're ignoring Sponge. Actually, I want to go to the other side. Let's go that way. See what happens over here. FedEx Men bullying people. Still alive though. What Elite is about to be gone. Ooh, but they're both taken out. And it is 5 versus 4. It is... yeah, it is 5 versus 4. HP wise though, it's not that far apart. But again, it looks like... I'm not entirely certain what happened here, to be fair. Force took him out. Force is still alive. It was actually the very aggressive push by the Force that made me think that they were just gonna YOLO and lose it. But now we only have 2 players left on the Realistic side versus 4 guns on the other side. And 2 of them are looking pretty healthy. They're not even trying to help each other here. They're just counting on golden nuggets to be destroyed, and now Sergeant Laura is the only one left. And E50M did not seem to see him. This is the dance that is going on. This, yeah. And there goes the turret. That game though. So that is the 4th match gone, and now the pressure is on because now Realistic has to win every single battle in order to take home the title, whereas Heartless only has to win 1 more in order to bring it home. So let's see what's going on. Half a minute left to go, and we see Realistic has readied up in an AMX 50B, a T62A, and 5 T22 mediums. And they're gonna go up against a Sherry, an IS4, an E50M, a T22, a T62A, 215B, and a Foch. Oh, and it's actually 6 T22 mediums. Oh my god, you guys. Let's see what's gonna happen in this potentially final match of the evening on Normandy. One of my more favorite maps because it's one of the larger maps. Someone just said, will the real Alan Walkers please stand up? Oh my god. So let's see what is going to happen now. But it's not 7. It's not complete yet. Yes, yes, you're on YouTube. Oh my god. They're not even aware that they're being streamed? That's hopeful. So let's see, we have Heartless stream going through the middle. Potentially pulling a move that we saw R2K do earlier. But they're also just pushing in a little bit. Thing is that if they push through the middle, you could get behind them and you could get some free shots because they're all together there. Base B now being kept. They're probably also going to get base D. First shots happening. Big hit into the T-22 there by the Foch. Why I say T-22, but there's a lot of them. And we see now base A is also being capped, so that the point difference won't be too big. And now we have the cluster F going to happen. They're just pushing in. Force is now reloaded. Clip at the ready. And he wants the golden nuggets, but now he's reloading. Force is being taken out quite effectively. Tanks are left and right. It's one big cluster again. The Foch is gone. First tank out of the equation. And they kind of have to focus fire to get them out. There's a perfectly unhealthy tank behind you, World Elite. And it's actually a sit down. No, it's Flawless Victory that took him out. Delsex. Tanks are dropping left and right. HP wise, Heartless has the advantage. Gun wise, they do not. But now, now they do. And it is 3 versus 3 and it can go every which way. They just need to shoot the same target. They need to focus on that. Kebabs is running off. What Elite. Oof, that was expensive misses though. Sit down and be humble. Not looking too good. Ooh, there goes What Elite. There goes Laura. Jamaican taking a lot of damage here. Can he take out Kebab? Yes, he can. And now it is 2 guns versus 1 gun. But one of them is a T-22. And one of them has a very long reload. So let's actually slow it down a little bit. And have a look. That is a big hit. He just needs to be careful. Needs to see if he can survive. Jamaican. Oh my god, they take him out. And Heartless wins the tournament. This is again like, yeah, let's get bases. No, actually, no, let's just rush. YOLO! Oh my god. So again, a very interesting battle. Very close, but I have to say that Heartless, have to give them kudos for just absorbing the pushes, because that is basically what Realistic has been doing the whole time. Just aggressive YOLO pushes. And Heartless has just been soaking it up and taking it home most of the time. So that is it for tonight, actually. Thank you, Realistic Cats. Thank you, Heartless. Thank you, Infiltrate, and thank you, DDT, for giving us incredibly funny matches. Especially this grand final was really, really funny. So, I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this as well. I definitely did. I am going to go and get some sleep now, though. And that is it for the Realistic tournaments for now. I'm hoping Wargaming will bring them back. I'm really hoping that we'll get Mad Games and Uprising tournaments as well, because those are going to be hilarious. But yes, this is going to be just... this is going to be great fun. And I hope we see things like this again. So, again, thank you all the teams for this very wonderful gameplay. And that is it for me. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for your patience with my not really awareness, let's put it that way. I hope you guys enjoyed it all, and I'll be seeing you guys the next time again. Bye bye!